Hello, and thanks for your interest in this course. My name is Mike. I'm the instructor and the developer of this course. And I'm really excited about this because this is the course that I've wanted to teach since I started developing courses on Udemy. This is the information that I wanted to pass on to other GIS professionals who may have been in the same shoes that I've been in, where you want to start working with web interfaces, you want to start exploring the open source world, but it's hard to even start because unless you have access to the software that's required in the commercial GIS ecosystems, it's hard to even get started, to even play around and learn how to do it. And I got fed up with that, and I started figuring out how to do it on my own. And man, I tell you, it's been a voyage of discovery, but it's been so worth it for me personally and professionally to be able to offer this to my clients. And I know there's a lot of other people out there that are in the same shoes that I was in, so I've been wanting to pass this on, but there's also a lot of other things that you need to learn first, and most GIS professionals don't necessarily come from an IT background, and so the world of client-server architecture and enterprise GIS systems can be a little bit strange and intimidating. And I wanted to make all that information accessible as well, so I finally got all those courses out of the way, and this is the course that I think will really tie everything together. And so this is a starting point, the registration and login and content management system that we built in my last course. And with this, you can allow people to register themselves and you can assign them to groups. And the content that they're allowed to see will depend on what groups that they're assigned to. So for instance, if I sign in as Roger, I'm just a member of the DJ Basin client group, and I only have one map that's available to me. If I log in as Fred Johnson, then I'm a member of the DJ Basin edit group. And I only have one map available to me, but it has a lot more functionality. It will allow me to actually edit the data that I'm looking at on the map. And if I log in as M. Miller, that's me, you'll see I'm a member of a number of different groups, including I have the administration privileges to administer this content management system and create new groups, assign people to groups, assign web pages to those groups, etc. So I have complete control over who gets to see what data. And that's really important because when we start talking about server-side GIS applications, we're working with live data, with a live database. And there can be multiple people editing that data from maybe from QGIS or from a web interface or from ArcGIS or from a mobile application. And we don't want just anybody to be able to come in and edit that data. So we need to control who has access to that. And that's what the content management system is all about. And that's why I had to build that first before I could do this course. And if you've taken my course on leaflet programming on the client, this data may look familiar to you. The interface is a little bit different, but very similar. This data is based conceptually on a project that I worked on. It's a lot simpler, and the actual spatial locations are all fake. And the setup for this is that we have a client who builds a lot of linear features for oil and gas explanation, so that might be pipelines or access roads, electric lines, things like that. And then we also have a bunch of environmental constraints that have impacts on when and where and how our client can build his pipelines. So he's interested in knowing where those are to give him guidance on planning future projects. So one of those environmental constraints is burrowing owl habitat. And so we can search for a specific burrowing owl habitat. We can see what surveys have been done on that habitat. In this case, there aren't any, but we could add a new survey if we wanted. There we have a new survey. And we can edit it or delete it. And all these changes are going live to the database right now. So if I'm doing this on a tablet in the field, it shows up immediately in the office, and it will also show up immediately on the web interface that our client's using. So someone in the office can be accessing this same data in a desktop GIS like QGIS, because both the web application and QGIS are getting this data from a PostGIS database. And that's the key to making this whole thing work. So here I am in QGIS. I'm zoomed into that same feature that we're looking at in the web application. And I can edit any of these attribute values. So I have to turn on editing mode first. And then I can change that. I can actually come in and edit this data from the web. So I'm going to pull this way out here just to make it obvious what we're doing. And then, am I sure that I want to update the geometry? Yes, I'm sure. And then when I go into QGIS and refresh, I can see those changes in QGIS. The same exact changes that I made on my web interface. And I can add another part, so I can do multi-part polygons. It's very simple. So now I have a single habitat feature with 2 parts. And if I go to QGIS and refresh, those changes are immediately available on the desktop as well. That's very cool. You can have people working in the office on a desktop GIS. You can have people working in the field on a tablet or a mobile application. You could have somebody who's traveling and they might be on the other side of the world. And they can get on the web and they can do the same kinds of things that they could do from the office. And the client can have a more restricted interface where maybe they're not allowed to edit the data, but they'll be able to view the data in real time and keep track of the exact current conditions on the ground. So I hope this will give you an idea of what you'll be able to do when you finish this course. Did I mention that you can do all of this for free without paying a dime for software, for licenses, for any kind of monthly per user subscription or anything like that? Your only cost will be a little bit for web hosting, but you're probably paying for that already anyhow. So if you add up what this would cost you to do in a commercial system, it can be tens of thousands of dollars per year. At that kind of money, you can afford to do a lot of custom development, either train yourself or pay somebody else to do it, and you can get something that will do exactly what you want it to do, and nothing more and nothing less. And that will be simple and easy for everybody to understand. And that's the real power of this approach. So if you're interested in taking this course, I hope you are. There's more information in the description if you're watching this on YouTube. If you're not the kind to go around clicking on links and reading other people's blog posts, just know that it's available now on udemy.com. The name of the course is Server-Side WebGIS Applications with PostGIS and Leaflet. And my name is Michael Miller. I'm the author of the course, so you should be able to find it. And please, if you're interested, subscribe to my YouTube channel and you'll be notified of any additional content that I post. And I hope you'll sign up and learn a lot.